Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy here on the WHS Network on thecube.com with Raider Baseball coming your way here this evening from Eaglesfield in Frankton, Indiana. As we'll take a look here at the starting lineups here this evening. Just going to jump right into things. First and foremost, we'll start with the visiting team here. Your Wapahani Raiders 6-1 on the season. Leading off, playing center field, number 15, Garrett Stanley, not Hunter Stanley. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 12, Chandler Wise. Batting third and catching, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 23, Drew Young. Also batting fifth and pitching, number 22, Braxton Davis. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 8, Stephen Vickery. Batting seventh, third base, number 17, Brevin Rivers. Batting eighth, left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier. And batting ninth, and the designated hitter for today, number 21, Riley Porter. Now we'll take a look here at your coaches. Again, the Raiders coached by Brian Dudley, assisted by Jason Dudley, as well as Willie Pease, Randy Murphy, Blake Turner, and Drew Brandt. Now for the starters for the Frankton Eagles. Leading off, the designated hitter, number 1, Milo Wines. Batting second, playing second base, number 29, Evan Doan. Batting third and playing third base, number 25, J.J. Hatzel. And ladies and gentlemen, here at this time, we're going to have to take a quick break for tonight's national anthem. We'll be back right after this. All righty, folks, welcome back here again. Brandon Morvillius again alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. As we get set for things here, we'll round out the Frankton Eagles starting lineup here today. The number 4 hitter this evening will be the right fielder, number 32, Will Harris. Batting fifth and playing center field, number 3, Travis McGuire. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 16, Noah Van Slyke. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, number 11, Brock Threet. Batting eighth and catching for the Eagles, number 2, Curtis DeLong. And batting ninth, first base, number 4, Ethan Bates. So again, that's tonight's starting lineups for both teams. Again, the Raiders coming to this evening's game 6-1 on the year. Wapahani took down the Northeastern Knights just this past week. I think it was last Friday night because we was originally supposed to play a doubleheader on Saturday, and that was going to get canceled because of the extensive amount of rain that we got on Saturday. So they went ahead and played it a day earlier, in which the Wapahani Raiders took that one by a final score of 23-4. So coming off a great victory there. It's going to be a tough matchup here. I know Frankton's usually, a fantastic baseball program out here, so I'm sure they will be geared up, ready to go. Both of these teams necessarily haven't played a whole lot of games this year. We've played a little bit more than what Frankton has, but the weather hasn't necessarily cooperated all that well with us. But luckily today the sun is out. Still a little chilly, but hey, we'll still take some baseball any day. The Raiders again will be back in action tomorrow night when we welcome Muncie Burris to Raider Field. That will be a 5 o'clock start time for that one, in which the Raiders will look to get things going early and often there in that one tomorrow night there against the Muncie Burris Owls. And then also on Thursday, they will be back at home again to take on Westdale. That was actually scheduled for Monday, which would have been yesterday, but since it was so cold and then it started snowing, they ended up having to cancel the game. So that will be rescheduled for Thursday and Friday night back at home once again for Alexandria. So a lot of great upcoming games coming up this week right here on the WHS Network. So tonight's first pitch will be in there for a ball. So a quick 1-0 count to begin things with the leadoff man here for the Raiders, center fielder Garrett Stanley. On the mound here this evening for Frankton is number 13, Blake Harless. Now 2-0 the count. Here's the windup in the 2-0 pitch, and that's going to be a dribbler to the second base side. Throws on the first, and that will be the first out of the inning.
Stanley grounds out.
A 4-3 put out there of Stanley. So now batting will be the shortstop, number 12, Chandler Wise. Harless gets the signs here and the pitch. Be a little bit low and away there. 1 ball and no strike here to the shortstop here for the Raiders. He's had a nice strong start to his season. A senior this year. Really relying on him big time, not only with the bat but on the mound as well. And that's going to be a shot in the left field. The left fielder's there and will make the play for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs of the Raiders. So now we'll have the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. So 2 out, nobody on here in the opening inning. Harless takes a long look in there, gets the signs and the pitch. And that will be in there for... Let's see, are they going to call it a strike or a ball? They did call it a strike. He did go on the swing. So 0-1 to begin things here with Lipscomb. Just a bit up and away there to even things up here at a ball and a strike. Lipscomb, again, a big-time threat here offensively for the Raiders. Him and Chandler Wise tied for the RBI lead on the team with 13 RBIs on the year. Bobbled there by Bates, and he will not get there in time. So Bates bobbled it a couple times, tried to regain footing down there, but unable to. So Lipscomb will be in down there at first base. E3 will be the call on the play. And that will now bring to the plate the first baseman, number 23, Drew Young. So again, a man on with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Harless will come to the set and the pitch. And nubbed off the handle there. Shortstop over to first, and that will complete the inning. So the Raiders threatened here. Got a base runner, but nothing to show for here as they get no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. We'll head to the bottom of the first here from Eagles Field. We'll be back with more right after this break. All righty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. We got your bottom half of the first inning here from Eagles Field. Glad to have all you with us here this evening. And a much better environment than what we've had the past week or so. It's been rain and snow and a mixture of temperatures here and there, so it still is a little chilly out here, but we're all ready for baseball here this evening. Got the bottom half of the first inning here. Wines to lead things off here in the bottom half. The first, Braxton Davis on the mound here this evening, as that will be in there a little bit low, in there for a ball. 1-0 the count. Defensive alignment here this evening presented by Jones Auto Body. Out in left field is Isaiah Brozier. In center is Garrett Stanley. Over in right is Seth Adams. At third base, we have Brevin Rivers. Up the middle, we have Chandler Wise and Stephen Vickery. Over at first base, Drew Young. And then the battery is behind the plate here with Tyson Lipscomb and Braxton Davis on the mound. So an error there in the throw. Unfortunate miscue to begin things here for the Raiders, as Wines will take second base here.
29, Evan Doan.
And a pitch there, then that will be in there for a ball. 1-0 to begin things here on the second baseman, Evan Doan.
Okay. All right.
1 ball, no strikes. Davis comes to the set, and the pitch will be hit into left field. Brozier is there and will make the catch for the first out of the inning. So a big out right there.
Eyes out, bringing up number 25, J.J. Hatzel.
So 1 out and 1 on, as we'll have the third baseman, number 25, J.J. Hatzel, now stand in at the plate. It always hurts a little bit there to allow the leadoff hitter to get on base, especially by an error. But Davis looking to clean up the mess here and hopefully get out of this inning with nobody crossing the plate. That'll be in there, called strike. 0-1 to begin things here on the third baseman for the Eagles. Following Hatzel will be the right fielder, Will Harris. Davis gets what he likes. Here's the 0-1 offering. A little dribbler in front of the plate. The pitch will gather, throw on the first. And that will be the second out of the inning, a 1-3 putout, as the runner from second advances on to third. So now batting will be the right fielder, number 32, Will Harris. 2 out, a man at third. Davis glances over at third. Here's the pitch in the dirt, and didn't get by just enough there. 1-0 to begin things here on Will Harris. Lipscomb did a pretty good job right there, making sure and keeping that ball in front of him, even though it did get off to the side just a little bit. So Harris looking to cash in here, while Davis looking to get out of this inning with no runs across. Swung on and missed to even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And Braxton, really about the 4 or 5 guy, I guess, if you will, in the starting rotation. He's pitched a couple times here already in relief, but really outside of that, not a whole lot. So we'll see how long Braxton will go here today. And the times that he has pitched, he's pitched relatively well. 2 balls and a strike here on Harris. Up and in, running in there for a ball now, 3-1. Harris comes to the set. Here's the 3-1. Up and in for ball 4. So Harris will march on down the first with a 2-out walk.
Bringing up number 3, Travis McGuire.
So now batting will be the center fielder, number 3, Travis McGuire. So again, here the Eagles have them on the corners, first and third, 2 out here in the bottom half of the first. Again, it all started with a leadoff error by the second baseman, Stephen Vickery. And that's a shot in the deep left field. Brozier will be there and make the catch. A fantastic play right there from Brozier, tracking it all the way in as Davis is able to escape the bottom half of the first inning with nothing going across the plate. We're tied at 0 after 1. We'll step aside, and we'll be back with more Raider baseball here on the WHS Network.
Top 3 batters for Wapahani.
All righty, welcome back here on the WHS Network. We got the top of the second inning. And to lead things off here will be the the pitcher, number 22, Braxton Davis.
Up to bat, number 22, Braxton Davis.
So Davis will begin things here in the top of the second inning. The Raiders looking to hopefully get something going here in the top of the inning. Did get a runner on base in the top of the first, but really not a whole lot to show for after that. So 0-1 to begin things here with Davis. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be popped up in the shallow right field. Barely got out of the infield, and the second baseman's there, and will make the play for the first down of the inning.
Number 8, Stephen Vickery.
So again, 1 out here to begin the top half of the second inning. You have the second baseman, Stephen Vickery, now at the plate, as that's a ball high and in, 1-0. Vickery, another guy that's really had some early success here. And really this lineup, 1 through 9, we've seen a lot of great things from everybody, and even the guys that came off the bench and really chipped in well in different spots and different places that head coach Brian Dudley's had them in. Everybody's contributing here, and so far, so good, and hopefully we'll get the offense going here in the inning. 1 ball and a strike here on Stephen Vickery. Here's the pitch from Harless, and that's going to be right into the third baseman's glove. A nice snag right there by the third baseman for out number 2. So now batting will be the third base, number 17, Brevin Rivers. So Rivers stands in here with 2 out and nobody on. We're going to change the baseballs there. Following Rivers, we'll have Isaiah Brozier. Just had that nice catch out there in left field to end the bottom half of the inning. So Rivers will step in here. Harless back on the mound as he'll take a look in there to his catcher. And the pitch to Rivers will be swung on and missed, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Here's that pitch, and that one's going to be fouled back, now 0-2. So right here in this situation, Rivers got to make sure and protect the plate. I know last week we had a game which we had multiple guys. It seemed like we were not ready for that 2-strike pitch. Went down looking quite often, so hopefully we'll at least take a hack at it. There's Rivers. Pops that up to the shortstop, and he will make the play for the third and final out of the inning. So the Raiders go silent here in the top of the second. They get no runs here on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless here from Eagles Field. Here we are back with the bottom of the second inning. And the lead things off here for the Eagles will be the left field number 16, Noah Van Slyke. And that'll be in there for a strike. Swing and a miss there by Van Slyke, number 6 hitter in the order. So 0-1 to begin things, and a sharp ground ball to shortstop, throws on the first, and that will be out number 1 of the inning. Nice collection and throw there by Wise. So a 6-3 put out there for out number 1, and here we are with a number 7 hitter in the order, the shortstop number 11, Brock Threet. Davis looks in there to Lipscomb, gets his signals there, and that's going to be in there for a ball up in the zone. 1-0 the count. Just a bit outside. Now 2-0 to begin things here on Threet. Following him will be Curtis DeLong, the catcher. Davis able to escape trouble there in the bottom half of the first inning. Really showed signs of composure right there. And a nice play there from Brozier as Rivers collects and throws for out number 2.
3 grounds out to bring up number 2, Kurt DeLong.
So a 5-3 put out there for the second out of the inning. And now the catcher, number 2, Curtis DeLong. So Davis back on the rubber here. DeLong looks at his coach down there, gets the signs. Davis with a windup and a pitch. Another one a little bit outside there for a 1-0 count to begin things. Braxton looking for a clean inning of work here. So far, so good. Here's a 1-0 offering. Up and away now, 2-0. Just a bit outside the zone, so now Davis has run the count to full, or not full, pardon me. 3-0 the count. Is in a little bit of trouble here, looking to hopefully get back in this count here, and that will be on the outside corner now, 3-1. Dribbled down the third baseline, foul, and now the count will be ran to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, 2 out and nobody on here in the bottom half of the second inning. So far, both teams have not collected a hit, but obviously the game is still early here. Here's the payoff pitch, ball up in the zone. So a nice at-bat there for DeLong.
Number 4, Ethan Bates.
Second walk of the game allowed here by Braxton Davis. And we'll have a courtesy runner here, number 30, Braxton McAdams.
Is a courtesy runner for number 2, Kurt DeLong.
So again, McAdams down at first. And the number 9 hitter in the order here for the Eagles will be the first baseman, number 4, Ethan Bates. A pickoff back to first, and McAdams back in there safely. So Bates steps back in there. Davis glances over at first and comes to the set and the pitch. And that's going to be skied up in the left field. Oh, heck, that didn't even go very far at all, I guess. The shortstop Chandler Wise ended up making the play for the third and final out of the inning. So, again, the Eagles get a base runner, but nothing to show for. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. We'll head to the top of the third here from Eagles Field. We'll be back with more Raider baseball coming up after the break. Welcome back here with the top of the third inning. The Raiders so far haven't been able to collect their first hit here, but we're looking to get things going here in the top of the inning, as we'll have the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier, standing in here. 1 ball and no strike the count so far. Number 8 hitter in the order here today, Riley Porter, to follow him, and then back to the top of the lineup there, as that's a little blooper in the left field. The shortstop able to make the play right there for the first down of the inning.
Brozier flies out, bringing up number 21, Riley Porter.
So following Brozier will now be the designated hitter, number 21, Riley Porter. Again, he's hitting for the right fielder, Seth Adams, here today. Swung on and missed. 0-1 to begin things here with Porter.
Saw Lakin over there by the concession stand. And she said they were still 20 minutes away. So what happened? There's actually more.
Harless looks in there, gets the signs. Here's the 0-1 offering. And another bloop shot in the left field. The left fielder's there and will make the play. And now out number 2.
Bring up number 15, 16.
So another 2 quick outs here for the Raiders. Really not making Harless work much here. He's only thrown 3 pitches in this top half of the 3rd inning. So now back to the top of the lineup here with the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Stanley grounded out to the second baseman his first time up, as that will be just a bit inside there for a ball. I don't know. Probably couldn't have missed by a whole lot right there. 1-0 pitch here from Harless will be lined right back up the middle, and the center fielder will make the play as he lays out for that one. A fine grab there by the center fielder. Got to give him a lot of credit on that one. And a fantastic hit there from Stanley, but unfortunately, nothing to come of it. So 3 up, 3 down go the Raiders here in the top of the 3rd. As they get no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll step aside here for a break. We'll be back here at the bottom of the 3rd right after this. Here we are back with the bottom half of the 3rd inning. And to the top of the lineup there, Wines, as he shoots that one in the right field. Adams won't get there. And Wines will now motor around second, head to 3rd. And a leadoff triple to begin the inning just like that. So he's been on base both times so far.
Up to bat, number 29, Evan Doan.
So that is the first hit of the game by either team. So Davis already in a little bit of trouble here, you could say, to begin this bottom half of the 3rd inning. Now we'll have the second base, number 29, Evan Doan. Caught the outside corner in there for a strike, 0-1. Pretty nice pitch right there by Braxton. So again, you got Wines down at 3rd. Nobody out here in the 3rd inning. And the pitch. And that will be shot into right field. And Adams will pull up and not get it. So the run will score.
And Wines scores, bringing up number 25, J.J. Hassel.
So now a 1-0 lead here for the Frankton Eagles. Back-to-back hits to begin this 3rd inning. So now we'll have the third baseman, number 25, J.J. Hassel. Davis trying to roll off a double play right here. You have a man on over at first and Doan. And the pitch. And that's going to catch the batter. Or no, they're actually going to say that was a foul ball. So the batter said that it hit him. And the home plate umpire said that it hit the bat. So it either hit him or the bat. You can't have it both ways. Maybe the ball might have hit the bat first and then hit him, but They're gonna go with a foul ball there. So 0-1 to begin things there for Hatzel. Very unfortunate there for him, because if he did get hit, well, you're still not going to get first base anyway, at least not right now. We'll see what he does the rest of the AB here, but 0-1 to begin things. Pitch there by Davis, as that one will be fouled back out of play. No balls and 2 strikes here on Hatzel. The man down at first base. Again, still nobody out here in the inning. But Davis looking to change that right here. The 0-2 pitch, and that was supposed to be a pitch out, but instead popped it right back up, down the first, and that's going to be a double play. So a pitch out turns into a pop up to the catcher, a double play, and the Raiders are in business now after a miscue there by Braxton Davis. He threw it right over the plate. Hatzel then popped it up to the catcher. So 2 out now in the inning. And the right fielder, number 32, Will Harris, now at the plate. Now 2 balls and no strikes here on Harris. His first plate appearance, he drew a walk and was left stranded there at first base. Pitch called a strike now. 2 balls and a strike here to Harris. 2 out now in the inning. And a pitch from Davis will be swung on and missed, strike 2. And another one shot up in the air in the center field. Stanley camps under it and will make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Eagles get on the board here with a leadoff triple, but they had a little bit more of a threatening offense. Unfortunately for them, couldn't put any more runs up on the board. Fortunately there for Wapahani, they was escaped more further trouble. And a 1-0 lead after 3 innings of play here for the Eagles. We'll step aside for a break. We'll be back here with the top of the 4th here on the WHS Network. Here we are back with more Raider baseball here on the WHS Network. We head to the top of the 4th inning, and to lead things off will be the shortstop, number 12, Chandler Wise, as he will foul that one back and out of play to begin things 0-1. Chandler lined out to the left fielder back in the first inning, so 0 for 1 on the day here for him. But looking to change things rather quickly here. The Raiders need to get something going here on offense. So far, Harless has shut down the Raiders rather easily here through the first 3 innings of the ball game. So that's a ground ball down to third over to first base, and that will be the first out of the inning.
Wise grounds out. Bring up number 3.
So a 5-3 put out there to begin the fourth, as we'll have the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb, now stand in the batter's box. He reached base on an error by the first baseman in the first inning. And the pitch here from Harless will be shot down the right field line, foul. So 0-1 to begin things here with Lipscomb. Yeah, it's still a 1-0 lead here for Frankton, so it's not a game that is completely out of reach. But the way that the Raiders' offense has been going here so far, it seems like this margin is a lot more than what it is. So 2 quick outs.
Out to bring up number 23, Drew Young.
And now we'll have the first baseman, number 23, Drew Young. He grounded out to the second baseman to end the first.
He pitched some last year, right? Don't tell me this is his first one.
Harless with the pitch. And that's going to be skied up in the infield. And again, the Raiders go silent here in the fourth as they get no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth here from Eagles Field. We'll be back with more right after this break. Bottom half of the fourth inning here from Eagles Field in Frankton, Indiana. Glad again to have all you with us here this evening. The Eagles so far with a 1-0 lead after a leadoff triple to begin the third inning. He later on scored off of a single from Evan Doan. So that's about all the offense so far here in this one. Really, it's been a pitcher's duel for a good portion of this game. Aside from a couple of hits there last inning, Braxton Davis has really been a man on a mission here on the mound. Skied up in the right center field. Adams will be there and will make the catch for the first down of the inning. So McGuire goes down there, fly out to the right fielder. Now the left fielder, number 16, Noah Van Slyke. Now at the plate, in his first plate appearance, he grounded out to the shortstop to begin the second inning. Ground ball to Rivers, and that's going to be off the foot of Rivers, so Van Slyke will reach base on a error by the third baseman. So the Raiders now, again, putting themselves into some bad situations. Don't get me wrong, that will happen from time to time, but you got to minimize, especially some of these little mistakes like that. So 1-0 the count here on Brock Threet. And that's going to be through the 5 and 6 hole over there. Brosier will get the ball back in, so a base hit there for Threet will now put the runners at first and second. So Van Slyke now at second base, Threet at first, and the catcher number 2, Curtis DeLong, will now be at the plate for the Eagles. He drew a walk back in the second inning. So Davis looking to escape trouble here, hopefully get a ground ball double play. There's the pitch, and that'll be swung on and missed, 0-1. Davis comes to the set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that will be in there, called a strike, now 0-2. So DeLong in the hole here, looking to protect. Davis trying to find any way possible to get it out. And that's going to be shot in the left center field, and Stanley will get there to make the catch. Showing off the wheels that hung up just long enough for him to get there.
Out to bring up number 4, Ethan Bates.
So now with 2 outs here in the inning, we'll have the first baseman, number 4, Ethan Bates, now standing in at home plate. Popped it up to the shortstop in the second inning. Still first and second, 2 out here in the bottom half of the fourth. The Eagles threatening here. But Braxton Davis trying to play a little damage control, so to speak. Ball up in the zone now, 2-0 the count. So 2 balls, no strikes here to Bates. And the pitch will be fouled off the catcher there. So 2 balls, 1 strike now the count here on Bates. Again, Van Slyke at second, Threet at first. Davis with a pitch. Just a bit low now, 3-1. Following Bates will be at the top of the order. That's something you definitely do not want to see here with guys on base. Here's the pitch, a big-time pitch right there by Braxton Davis to get that one in there for a strike. To run it to full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runners will be going here with 2 outs in the inning. And the pitch. And that one's going to be by the third baseman. So a big-time hit there by Bates.
It's like scores off of Bates' RBI.
And now a 2-0 lead here for the Eagles. A pair of hits here in the inning. And unfortunately, that error come back to bite the Raiders. So still runners at first and second, 2 outs here in the inning, and back to the top of the order. And Wines now, as he'll stand in at the plate, the designated hitter here for the Eagles. Ball up and away now, 1-0 to begin things here with Wines. He's had a nice day here so far. He's been on base both times. He's 1 for 2 here on the evening. Reached base on an error by the second baseman in the first, and then a triple, and then later scored a run in the third. Down to the first baseman, Young will not have a play. So he's able to keep it in front of him, and then after that happened, he couldn't find the ball, even though it was right down at his feet.
Number 29, Evan Doan.
So now the bases are loaded. Again, still 2 out here in the inning. Have Evan Doan now at the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. Had an RBI single in the third. And 1-0 to begin things here in this at bat. Big time batter right here if you're Braxton Davis. You got to find a way to get out of this inning right here. He's already allowed 1 run to score. Really can't afford to let this game get out of hand, especially with the way that Harless has been pitching to this point here for the Frankton Eagles. So 2-0 the count here on Doan. Here's a pitch. And was able to catch the corner there on the outside part of the plate. Now 2-1. Davis will come to the set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up in the zone, ball 3. And I've got to be truthfully honest with you, I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen Coach Dudley come out and talk to his pitcher even before this, especially with all that's happened in this inning here. Yes, it's still a 2-0 ball game, but this is a very big at-bat right here. In this situation, this game could get a little bit more out of hand here. 3-1 the pitch and ball 4, so that will walk in a run.
Doan is walked, which walks in a run, bringing up number 25, J.J. Hatzel.
So that will be the easiest RBI of the day there for Doan. And a little mound visit here by head coach Brian Dudley, so he'll make his way on out there. During this time, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin. They're located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been servicing the community for over 30 years. So if you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, make sure to contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. So the mound meeting is over. Coach Dudley, I'm sure, instilled some confidence in the young man here. And he's got to have some confidence here. You know, you're still in a bad situation here. You got to find a way to get out of the inning. And so far, he really hasn't been able to help himself too much. So 1-0 to begin things with the third baseman, number 25, J.J. Hatzel. 0 for 2 here on the day so far. Dribbled it to the pitcher back in the first inning, and then popped it up into a double play, and that's going to be into center field, down in play. That will score 2 right there, and a 2 RBI single by Hatzel.
Hatzel with the 2 RBI.
And now Frankton has really put the hammer here on your Raiders. And, you know, really in large part is because of the, you know, having to work from behind all the time. We've gotten behind some of the hitters. And unfortunately, it's not worked out too well here for us. So 0-1 to begin things here with Will Harris, right fielder here for the Eagles. He's 0 for 1 here on the day. Drew a walk in the first inning, then flew out to center field in the third. There's the 0-1 pitch. Skied up into shallow center field there. The second baseman will make the catch.
Harris flies out to end
and that will end the inning, but the Frankton Eagles put 3 runs up on the board here in the, 4 runs up on the board here in the inning, as they get 4 runs also here on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 5th. We'll be back here with more Raider baseball coming out of the break. All righty, welcome back here, folks, with the top of the 5th inning, and we'll lead things off here with a pitch here, number 22, Braxton Davis. The Raiders have got to get this offense jump-started rather quickly here. You're down 5-0 here in this ball game, and so far the Raiders have yet to even collect a hit. So Harless has really been able to make quick work of this Raider offense, which usually, for the most part, it's pretty potent offense, but today it has been about everything except for that. But we still have 9 outs to play with here, so we'll see what damage we can create. So 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Braxton Davis, the second baseman, Stephen Vickery, to follow him. Harless with the 1-1 pitch, just a bit outside, now 2-1. Again, walks and errors came back to haunt the Raiders there in the bottom half of the 4th inning. That's really been one of the biggest cues. That and Frankton was able to execute on some very timely hits. So the Raiders are trying to do much of the same here to begin things right here. You have a 3-ball, 1-strike count here. You got to start working the count more, and I like what we've seen here so far from Davis, and hopefully that continues on through. As that's popped up here on the first base side, the catcher will bobble the ball. You like the hustle, but unable to make the play. So that gives Braxton Davis some new life. So again, 3 balls, 2 strikes here on the 5-hole hitter here for the Raiders, Braxton Davis. Raiders looking to get a base runner here to lead off the inning. And the payoff pitch will be up and away for a walk. So a leadoff walk there for Davis as he trots on the first.
Davis is walked, bring up number 8.
And that was just a great at-bat right there. Being able to work the count, he's threw more in that one at-bat than what he did the whole entire last inning there in the 4th. So again, it's really at this point in time in the game, you got to start working the count a little bit more, and so far so good. Nice job there by Braxton Davis. So hopefully Stephen Vickery will follow things up, and so on and so forth from there. So Vickery stands in here 0 for 1 on the night, as that will drop in there for a ball, 1-0. Vickery lined out to the third baseman in the second inning. And that's all so far. Again, the Raiders, this is only their second time around the order. Outside there for a ball, now 2-0. So we'll see here if Davis ends up staying in the game to pitch here in the bottom half of the inning. You know, he did throw quite quite a few pitches there in the bottom half of the fourth. Did have some runs cross the plate there, but really outside of that, he's pitched a very good game. So that'll be something to really look forward to here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. But here in the top half, the Raiders looking to score some runs. We're definitely going to need some. Down 5-0 here as that's a called strike. So 2-1 the count here on Stephen Vickery. Following him will be Brevin Rivers. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's going to be shot down the left field line, but foul. So 2-2 now the count. Harless with a 2-2 pitch. Up in the zone now, 3-2, full count. So another at-bat here, 2 in a row, in which the Raider hitters have worked the count to full. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's going to be a little drop shot there in the center field, and Davis trying to get back in time as the Eagles will throw it away. Davis was dead left to right on that one. A good throw would have had him. So essentially, I guess that worked as good as you possibly could have hoped anyway. Essentially, from the standpoint of not being able to get a hit out of that, but still Vickery worked that at bat right there into his favor. So 1 out now. Davis out at second base. Just a bit up in the zone now. 1 ball and no strikes here on Brevin Rivers. Rivers popped it up to the shortstop in the second inning for his only plate appearance of the day. And the pitch. Ground ball right back up the middle. The shortstop there will make the throw, and that will get by the first baseman again. The Raiders will score a run. So a pair of errors have allowed the Raiders to score their first run of the ball game without even collecting a hit.
Bringing up number 11, Isaiah Brosher.
So the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brosher, now to plate. So that one will be fouled back out of play. 0-1 to begin things here with Brosher. He as well popped it up to the shortstop in the third inning, and his only plate appearance to this point. The Raiders looking for more crooked numbers to put on the board, though. We've had a tough way of getting things going here this evening. Again, so far have yet to be able to collect a hit. We did have a leadoff walk there by Davis, and he advanced on the second after a throwing error by the second baseman. And then Rivers able to get the second base off of a error in the throw by the shortstop. So 0-2 here on Brosher, looking for a little 2-strike approach here. And Harless with a pitch. And a ground ball to the second baseman. He'll throw on the first, and that will be the second out of the inning. Rivers does advance on down to third. So it was still a productive at bat. So now Porter stands in with a man at third. 2 out here in the inning. Porter flew out to the left fielder in the third inning. Looking to hopefully get something going for himself in this Raider offense right here. Following Porter will be the top of the lineup with Garrett Stanley. Heartless with the 0-1 offering and a little excuse me swing. Fouls that one off now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes on Porter. Rivers at third and the pitch. A dribbler into the 5 and 6 hole. The shortstop makes the throw. And a nice pick there by Bates on the other end to complete the third and final out of the inning. But the Raiders get on the board here, a 5-1 ball game now, as we will take another break here on the WHS Network. Frankton leads it after 4.5, 5-1. We'll be back after this. Back here with the bottom half of the 5th inning here. Again, the Eagles lead your Raiders 5-1 to begin things here with the center fielder number 3, Travis McGuire. McGuire 0 for 2 here so far tonight. Flew out to the left fielder in the first inning, then flew out to the right fielder in the 4th. Again, Davis back on the mound here for Wapahani. Looking to shut down the Eagles here in the 5th. Ground ball to Rivers. He'll throw on the first and gets him by about a half a step. So a nice play there by Brevin for out number 1 of the inning.
Rounds out to bring up number 16, Noah Van Slyke.
So following McGuire will be the left fielder, number 16, Noah Van Slyke. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Grounded out to the shortstop in the second inning, then reached base on an error in the 4th. Here's the pitch from Davis, and that's going to be skied up to the right side and out of play, 0-1. Again, some upcoming games here for the Raiders. We got games the next 3 nights after this. We got tomorrow night at home against Muncie Burris. Then Thursday night in a makeup game against Westdale at home. And then Friday night we welcome Alexandria to Raider Field as well. So a very busy week of baseball here. 4 nights, 4 games. And Wise will bobble that one as well. So the Raiders have had some big-time trouble defensively here throughout this ball game. So the 4th error of the night for Wapahani.
Van Slyke gets a single off an error, bringing up number 11, Brock 3.
So the shortstop Brock Threet now stands in. He's had a nice evening here for himself. Had a 2 RBI single. Or pardon me, that was not a 2 RBI single. That was Wines ended up having that. But still, Threet has been a threat here so far. Did have a single in the 4th. Was able to score a run in the last inning. Swung on and missed. Now to even a count here, 1 ball, 1 strike. Following Threet will have DeLong, the catcher here for the Eagles. Davis comes to the set here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be popped up in the infield. Who's going to get there? And it looks like Rivers will make the catch. So now 2 out here in the inning. And we'll have the catcher, number 2, Curtis DeLong, now standing in.
Up to bat, number 2, Kurt DeLong.
DeLong so far 0 for 1 here on the night. Drew a walk in the second inning, then flew out to the center fielder in the 4th. As Davis again trying to get out of this inning here with nothing hurt. We've had our fair share of opportunities here to get out of the 4th inning there, but unfortunately, 2 out. A lot of things happened there, so a couple 2-out hits and a walk was really damaging there to the Raiders in the 4th inning. So Davis trying to keep that to a minimum here, as that's another base hit for DeLong.
Van Slyke advances to second off of DeLong.
So Van Slyke now at second, DeLong at first, and the first baseman Ethan Bates now at the plate.
DeLong, number 30, Braxton McAdams. Brings up number
So you got
4,
Braxton McAdams now, the courtesy runner down at first. Bates at the plate, Van Slyke at second, and 2 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And a pitch from Davis will be chopped to the third base side. Rivers will step on third and just barely get him. A close play over there, but that will end the inning by Brevin Rivers, a unassisted 5 on the play. So again, the Eagles get a couple runners on base after a walk, an error and a hit. Nothing to show for here. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Eagles lead your Raiders 5-1. All right, welcome back here, folks, on the WHS Network. A 5-1 lead here for Frankton as we head to the top of the 6th. The Raiders, again, trying to find their first hit of the ball game, and not only that, but they're just trying to find base runners. Now, we were able to finally do that in the 5th inning, but looking to hopefully not only get base runners, but put some runs on the board and get right back into this one. Harless has definitely been a thorn in the side here of the Raiders. So he's really came out here, pitched very well, and really it's been a pitcher's duel aside from that 4th inning there by Braxton Davis. He's really pitched rather well. So kind of a frustrating 4th inning there, but again the Raiders still not out of it. They're only down by 4, but it just seems like a lot more considering the frustrations offensively here for Wapahani. But we'll start things out here with the top of the order in Garrett Stanley. Ball too low and away. So again, so far, Stanley 0 for 2 on the night. Grounded out to the second baseman to lead off the ball game, and then lined out to the center fielder in the third. And what was probably the hardest hit ball of the day here for Wapahani so far. And he's looking to, just kind of be that spark plug here to jumpstart this offense. It's been very silent so far from the Raiders' bats, but that can change rather quickly. We can just get something going here, and a ball there will now run the count to 3-1. Wapahani does have some guys down in the bullpen warming up. See if any of that comes to fruition, or if Davis will go back to the mound to begin the bottom half of the sixth. So a hit by pitch there of Garrett Stanley, so he'll run on down the first, as the Raiders will have a leadoff base runner to begin the top of the sixth inning. And looks like we'll have another mound visit here, this time by the Frankton Eagles. So we'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here. Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC Dealership, owned by Randy Stoops. They're located at 4055 West Clare Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles of quality brand names. So if you have an interest in a vehicle or would like to know more information about one, please contact Stoops at 765-288-1903, and also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Their hours are 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. They're also open 8 to 4 on Saturday. So greatly appreciate Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC Dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. As the mound visit is now over with here, back to baseball we go here with a shortstop, number 12, Chandler Wise. Chandler so far this evening lined out to the left fielder in the first inning and grounded out to the third baseman in the fourth, as Garrett Stanley takes second base. And that's definitely one thing we've yet to see so far here today from the Raiders, the running game, because really in order to do that, you got to get guys on base. So we like where this is going here to begin this sixth inning. 1-0 the count here on Wise. And that's going to be a shot in the right center field, and the center fielder will make the catch. A strong throw to third, but Stanley will go in there standing up. So a productive at bat nonetheless there for Wise. Obviously you're hoping for a hit or a walk nonetheless, but still able to advance the runner onto third base, rather. So one out here in the inning with the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb, now to plate. Tyson 0 for 2. Reached base in the first off an error by the first baseman. And then in the fourth inning, he grounded out to the second baseman. So 0-1 to begin things here with Tyson. Following Tyson, we'll have Drew Young, and then Braxton Davis after that, and then we'll go from there. That nearly hit him, as that one was just a bit inside. 1 ball and a strike here on Lipscomb, with Stanley down at third. 1 out here in the inning. So a 5-1 contest. And the pitch. And that's going to be laced into right field, and that will score a run after a RBI single from Tyson Lipscomb. So a nice piece of hitting there, and well executed there by Garrett Stanley. You have the hit by pitch to lead off the inning. He's able to steal second, and then advance on the third after the fly out from Chandler Wise. So just the good old get them on, get them over, get them in mentality right there. So a 5-2 ball game, and the Raiders finally get off the schneid there and collect their first hit of the ball game. So above the head there of Drew Young. 1-0 to begin things here with Drew. Again, you got Lipscomb down at first. Five-2 ball game. Frankton leads it, but the Raiders trying to get right back into this one. Not necessarily, like I said, it wasn't necessarily that they was completely out of it. It just seemed like it a lot more than what the score really said there. So 2-0 the count. And the pitch. And that's going to get into the third baseman's glove. On down to first. A nice play there by the third baseman. So now 2 outs here in the inning. Lipscomb advances on to second.
Bring up number 22, Braxton Davis.
So a 5-3 put out for out number 2. And now the pitcher, number 22, Braxton Davis, stands in. And this is a really big at-bat here for him. So far, he's 0 for 1. He did draw a walk and scored a run in the 5th. But if you can get a base hit right here, it's really not only helping yourself out, but really helping the team out. You know, you've gotten yourself into a little bit of a situation here throughout the ball game. And in order to get yourself right back in it here within striking distance, you got to come up with some kind of a hit or a walk or something right here. As that's going to be popped up to the right side, and that's going to get foul. So nice hustle there by the players of the Eagles as Braxton Davis stays alive here now. 0-2 the count, with Tyson Lipscomb still out there at second base in scoring position. And Davis has got a battle here with 2 strikes. So we'll see what he can cook up right here. Harless looking to get out of the inning. And the 0-2 pitch will be a ball low in the dirt. Lipscomb will take off for third base, in there standing up. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lipscomb at third, just 90 feet away. Harless will come to the set, and the 1-2 offering will be dribbled in the 5 and 6 hole. The third baseman will collect through on the first and getting by a step to end the inning. So a nice at bat there for Davis. Unfortunately, didn't end up the way he's hoping for. But the Raiders are able to push another run across here in the inning, as they're able to get 1 run here on 1 hit, also no errors, and 1 left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning here from Eagles Field. Again, Frankton leads it 5-2. All right, welcome back here on the WHS Network. Some changes here for the Raiders. Now pitching here for Wapahani will be number 11, Isaiah Brozier. And now out in left field will be number 4, Riley Longfellow. So that's the end of the day there for Braxton Davis, at least to this point. So 0-1 to begin things with the leadoff hitter, Wines. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Wines at the plate here. He's had a nice evening here for himself. He's been on base all 3 times. Now, with that said, he's only managed to collect 1 hit. But he does have a couple runs scored. So 2-1 the count. Brozier will get him to fly into center field. Stanley will be there and will make the catch for the first out of the inning. So a very big out right there to get the leadoff man.
Number 29, Evan Doan.
And now we'll have the second baseman, number 29, Evan Doan, standing in. 1 for 2 here on the night. Flew out into the left fielder in the first inning, then singled in the third, and then a walk in the fourth. Nearly hit him right there, a little bit up and in there by Brozier. Now 1-0 to begin things. Following Doan, we'll have the third baseman, J.J. Hatzel. The 1-0 offering will be high and away, 2-0. Brozier gets the signs. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. So the count now stands at 2 balls and 1 strike. Brozier with a 2-1 pitch. Will be in off the plate. (3-1) count. Here's the pitch from Brozier. And that will be ball 4. So Doan will walk on down to first.
Doan is walked, bringing up number 25, J.J. Hatzel.
So Doan now on base for his 3rd time of the day. And we'll see the third baseman, number 25, J.J. Hatzel, now at the plate. At a 2 RBI single in the 4th inning, which really broke open this game. Pickoff moved back to first. Really not a whole lot going on there. Fouled off to the backstop area. 0-1 to begin things with J.J. Hatzel. Brozier again coming in for relief here of Braxton Davis. And Brozier looking to get out of trouble here with the 1-out walk there of Doan. Finding possibly a way to get a ground ball double play to end the inning here now. Obviously the Raiders have had their difficulties so far this evening with fielding and some of the throws as well, but still got to have confidence there and all the guys behind you to make sure and make the play. And I'm sure Brozier is definitely having the utmost confidence there in his players. Hopefully he can get the ground ball to get out of this inning right here. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Hatzel. Brozier will come to the set here, actually 2-1 the count. And that's going to be skied up down the right field line, and that will be a foul ball. So really lucked out right there because that was going to be a lot of ground to cover there for Seth Adams. Definitely wouldn't have gotten there in time, and the first baseman was still a good ways away from that one also. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another pickoff move back to first. Doan in there safely. Following Hatzel will be the right fielder, Will Harris. And the 2-2 pitch up in the zone, and Doan will take off, stealing second. So unfortunately, all those pickoff moves didn't work in our favor, as it runs the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on the Eagles' third baseman. And a pitch up in the zone for ball 4. So back-to-back walks of Doan and Hatzel.
Bringing up number 32, Will Harris.
And now the right fielder, number 32, Will Harris, will now stand in. And another opportunity here for the Eagles to put more runs on the board, and the Raiders trying to find another way to get out of trouble here. And a pitch here from Brozier will be a ball low, kept in front there by Lipscomb, and he was out at third. So a nice job there of Rivers, a low throw, able to hang on to the ball, put the tag on the runner for the second out here of the inning. That was in there for a ball, obviously, as that one was in the dirt. Nice job again there by Lipscomb to keep the ball in front of him. So 1-0 here on Harris. Hatzel at second. Still man in scoring position, but now 2 out here in the inning. Swung on and missed to even the count here. The ball and a strike. Harris again on the night, 0 for 2. Drew a walk in the first inning, then flew out to the center fielder and popped it up to the shortstop in the 4th inning. 1-1 count. Brozier looks back a second. Here's the pitch. And a dangerous throw right there by Lipscomb. So a nice job by Chandler Weiss keeping the ball in front of him. 1-2 the count now on Harris. Brozier takes a long look in there, finally gets what he likes. And pickoff move back there to second base. Didn't end up making a throw. And that will be strike 3. Gets him looking for the third and final out of the inning. So the Raiders were in a little bit of trouble here in the 6th, but they was able to find their way out of it there. Nice job here by Brozier and company to get out of the inning here, as the Eagles get no runs here on no hits. Also no errors and 1 left on. We'll head to the top of the 7th here from Eagles Field. We'll be back with more Raider baseball right out of the break.
Rivers, number 11.
Here we are, folks, top of the 7th inning, and the Raiders in a do-or-die situation here. We've got the ball game back within reach here, but a 5-2 lead here for the Eagles as we begin things here with the second baseman, number 8, Stephen Vickery, as that will be in there for a ball. 1-0. It's not been the best game played here for the Raiders, but they've kept themselves at least in it to potentially come back and tie the game, whatever the case might be. But you got to give a lot of credit there to the Eagles so far here in this game. They've just made enough plays to give themselves a lead here. They haven't necessarily played great themselves, but they have hit the ball. We'll give them a lot of credit, but defensively they still haven't been as solid. Nice play there by the center fielder. So he comes all the way across the field to make the play.
Vickery flies out to bring up number 17, Brevin Rivers.
So first out of the inning right there. Now the third base, number 17, Brevin Rivers now will stand in. 0 for 2 here on the night. Popped it up to the shortstop in the second inning, and then reached base on an error by the shortstop in the 5th. So 1-0 to begin things here with Rivers. There's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike, now 1-1. One ball, one strike, and fouled off to the third base side, now 1-2. So Rivers really having to protect right here, and comes up with nothing right there for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down so far here for the Raiders in the top of the inning. Looking for Isaiah Brozier to keep things going right here. Brozier 0 for 2 on the night, popped up to the shortstop and grounded out to the second baseman. And that's a deep fly ball into right field. The right fielder's there and will make the catch for the third and final out of the ball game. So the Frankton Eagles defeat your Wapahani Raiders by a final score here of 5-2. The Raiders will now fall to 6-2 on the season, and Frankton now improves to 2-3. So again, your Wapahani Raiders will be back at it tomorrow night at home against the Muncie Burris Owls, and then back at home for Thursday night's game against the Westdale Warriors, and then also on Friday night from Raider Field against the Alexandria Tigers. So tough loss here tonight. We didn't have our best game out there on the field, but nevertheless still kept it interesting enough to potentially come back here in this one. But best of luck there to the Frankton Eagles throughout the rest of their regular season here. And we'll look forward to tomorrow night's game, again back at home against the Muncie Burris Owls. Again, line score overall here, Wapahani gets 2 runs on 1 hit and 4 errors, while Frankton gets 5 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. Again, a losing pitcher here this evening, Braxton Davis here for Wapahani, and the winning pitcher this evening, Blake Harless, for the Frankton Eagles. So again, we greatly appreciate all of our sponsors here: Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle DDS, as well as B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, the Liberty Perry Alumni Association, and the Muncie Dragway, all proud sponsors of the WHS Network. So folks, until next time, we thank you all for watching. This has been Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy saying good night from Eagles Field.